Hey, if you own a home here in the city of Maricopa and you're even thinking about selling your home, this video is for you. I'm going to show you what's actually happening here in the city of Maricopa. None of this national headline news, clickbait stuff. We're going to dive into what is selling right now in 2026. This way you can decide if you need to sell now or if you can wait or you should wait. First thing first, let's dive into what your home potentially is worth. Description or the section, there's a home value link there. Click on it, put your information in it, and let's see what your home is worth right now in 2026. So stay with me through the number section. That's where the real finite detail comes into place. For some homeowners right now, it is absolutely the best time of the year to be selling your home. For other homeowners, you might need to be waiting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years until it's the best time for you to sell. Everyone is driving down a different path. So let's dive into 2026 sold numbers. So here's what some homeowners are getting wrong. Some are hearing the clickbait, the market's going to crash, right? Others are thinking, hey, 2021's just around the corner. The truth is, both are wrong. What the real estate market has been doing since 2023, around the fall period of time, the way I like to look at it, it's been like an air mattress that's just been slowly losing air over the night. And right now it needs to be pumped back up. They're doing things to pump it back up, but it's not going to be any exciting boom in the market. So take that with a grain of salt and use it for your best knowledge. The market's going to be steady as we go. We're in the new norm. I've been doing this since 2002. I've seen the 2004 through 2006 boom, and from 6 to 8 crash, and 8 to 11 crash, because in 2008, the market settled for a moment, and then it dropped down again, all the way down to 2011. This is not a market similar to that. This may be a market more similar to Jimmy Carter back in the days. It may not even be that one. It's more of a stagnant type of a market. And at some point, because we overcorrect, we boomed when we shouldn't have been booming with COVID. So we had that 3% rates skyrocketing up. And then basically the federal government we're going 120 miles per hour down the freeway, down to 347. And we went sliding around. And what happened because of that, right? We're already maxing out pricing during what I call the COVID bump. And then they hit the e-brake and they took us from 3% rates to 7% rates. That ended up making a huge gap for first-time home buyers, about 600 to 800. It's about 600 right now. Then it's about 800. And what I'm talking about is the difference between them renting that exact same home or getting an FHA loan for it. It's about $600 to $800 more than rent. Plus, if the AC breaks, the roof leaks, the water heater breaks, anything goes wrong, as the homeowner, they're taking on that responsibility. So you need to understand that in today's market. Since January 1st till yesterday is when I closed off my data, 97 homes in the city of Maricopa sold that were HOA, non-55 plus, and not a short sale situation. The median home price was $329,900. Definitely not 2021 pricing. They've come back down to reality and short, and that's where we're at today. While the average is actually $350,000 because we have some larger homes pulling that number up, but at the end of the day, our traditional 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom homes has us right around that 330, 329.9 range. The median days on market over this period of time has been about 67 days is how long it's taken to get a home sold. So definitely not 2021 price timing, but it's fair. It's realistic time. When I first got into real estate back in 2002, homes were taking this long and sometimes even longer. So we've kind of, as a seller standpoint, we've been blessed to have things selling so quick. But today's market anticipates somewhere between 60 and 90 days if it's priced correctly. And to know it's priced correctly, if you're getting at least 10 showings within 10 days, if you don't have 10 showings, then you got to go back and be looking at the pricing and saying, hey, am I priced right? Then if you did get 10 showings in 10 days, but no offers, then you got to go back and say, hey, what's the condition of my home? Because today's buyers are paying a higher price, they're paying a higher rate, And simply, they just saying, I need to have a better quality product for this. I'm not getting the yesterday pricing, yesterday's rate. So realize that when you're selling it, they're not wanting to buy a project. So 67 days is the median days on market. About 3 months, 90 days is the average once you take it all, put it together. So for quick math, take 170, times it by your square foot, and that's roughly what your home's going to be worth. Obviously, there's finite details that go into there. Is it a 2-car garage, 3-car garage? Does it have an RV gate, RV garage? Is it sitting waterfront? Is it a basement home, 2-story home, single-level home? Is it sitting on a 5,500 square foot lot, 12,500 square foot lot? There are going to be some finite details that can change your home. But if your home is a 1,537 square foot home, sitting on 6,500 square foot lot, 2-car garage, no swimming pool, the 170 is going to be a realistic range to say, yeah, that's what I think it's probably worth in today's market. So reading through the fine details of the 97 homes that sold, I do see some things worth mentioning. The homes I see selling quicker are going to be the ones that have the fresh paint, nice flooring. Nice flooring is just be new flooring, new carpet in there. Just super clean home. A kitchen doesn't really need anything. They may have the granite, quartz, Corian countertops. Things are just looking really, really good overall collectively. In today's market, a realistic price point for the 3.2 is going to be around that 330 to 350. One thing to also remember in this is that the city of Maricopa has a lot of infill, meaning that we have new construction in subdivisions that have older homes. The lakes, for example, they're still building in there. But since probably around 2004, 6, that range is when we first started building in there. Those two homes are completely different and should be treated. Some homes will have like a 20-year-old roof. Some would be a brand new. Some with brand new AC. Some 20 years old, etc. So they should be treated at different price points. So you want to make sure that you're comparing apples to apples, not apples to oranges. One other thing to note too is a lot of people put their homes on in the fourth quarter last year, right, 2025. And those homes sat and sat and sat and sat. The traditional best time in an average market, not a booming market, to put the home on the market, that what I have seen is right about now, March. I always tell people at least wait, and the term is at least wait until after the Super Bowl. And the Super Bowl does move around. So start talking with us agents towards the middle end of February. Start getting the home on the market around March 1st. 55 plus communities, I would start January 1st because a lot of our winter visitors are here. I know some winter visitors would be saying, our owners of the property saying, well, you know, the people come in October. That's a very small group compared to the super majority. A lot of people like to get through different holidays and then get out here and enjoy from pretty much January 1st to June or a little bit into June is when they head back, when the weather is starting to be a little bit better where they come from. And remember, people are not looking to buy a project. They're actually going to pay a pretty good premium in today's market for a high quality home. That is what they're looking for. They're not in a hurry. They're not saying, my goodness, if I don't get this home, I'm going to miss out. If I don't rush towards this home, there's going to be multiple offers. So they're definitely being a little bit pickier. If you're sitting on a home with a north-south exposure, you're doing better than east-west typically. East-west, from my experience, there is a penalty, an adjustment that that buyer is looking for on that piece, just because they don't want that sun hitting the front of the house in the backyard constantly, in essence. So remember that piece, north-south versus east-west. Based on 2026 closing data, here is my opinion and thoughts. It's going to be two things. Sell sooner, not later. Buyers have a lot more leverage in today's market, a lot more choices. Even the choice to buy or not to buy, the psychology behind it is saying they're in the driver's seat right now. So you want to make sure that you're pricing your home to sell, listening and working with your agent on readjusting the price if it's needed, because this is our suggested price. This is our offer to the public. And sometimes we have to realign that offer based on feedback or showings. So we're not getting the 10 showings in 10 days. We need to definitely look at the price. If we're getting 10 showings and nobody's looking to make an offer, we got to look at the condition and look at the price again to adjust for it. And we hear all the time in the business, I'm not in a hurry. Then you should wait to list your home if that's the case, because waiting and getting days on market does not look good to the buyers. The buyers start saying, hey, what's wrong with this home? B, let's go ahead and come in really aggressive on our offer. You want to be competing with the closest three that makes sense to your home. And in today's market, I would suggest highly consider being slightly below the lowest one, because you're competing with them to get your home sold. And they always say, the race to the bottom. It's not the race to the bottom when you're the seller. Maybe as a buyer, but as a seller, it's the race to get out before the bottom, right? And again, I don't see this market being a crash, so that's not the right terminology for that standpoint. But if it's adjusting, it's slowly deflating in value, it's best to get out sooner than later. And another thing to remember, this isn't 100% accurate, but when you're in the real estate economy, the real estate market, you own a home and you're looking to purchase another home, that home's going to probably decrease in value as yours decreases in value. So if you're going to be going from a 3% rate to a 5 or 6% rate, and you're going to be buying again, it may be in your benefit to wait, because rates probably are going to be decreasing over the years. We do not have a crystal ball. I cannot tell you what the rates will be or home values will be in the future, okay? But we're probably looking at an idea of rates decreasing over time. So if you do not need to sell truly, and you would like to buy in the future, maybe a smaller home, bigger home, different location, you may want to consider the idea, hey, let's just ride this out. And at that point, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the road, then get with one of us agents to get your home sold, because the rates are going to probably be more in alignment with yours. If home values did decrease, those homes probably have decreased also, because a lot of the different pieces increase and decrease together. Real estate is very local. Nationally, we still a lot of times where we have feeders, right, where Arizonians are going to and where people are coming to Arizona. And so we kind of have a little bit of a rippling effect across the nation in all directions when it comes to that piece. There are a lot of situations where it's a sell now situation: divorce, death, bankruptcy, jobs, relocations, loss of jobs, so forth, where you need to sell it now, an inherited property perhaps, or you just want to get it sold. We do work with cash buyers that there's a situation that it aligns with. We take our properties for our sellers, go get multiple cash offers so you can see what is the best for you. Cash offers will typically tell you, avoid the commission, sell to us, right? You're not getting, you're avoiding the commission. What cost? Drastic cost. Cash buyers take on the responsibility of owning the property then. If the property was to decline in value, that's a big risk for them, okay? So the numbers are not anywhere compared to what we agents can get for our sellers, especially an agent like myself who uses Zillow Showcase, and only 10% of us in a market has access to it. That positions the homes on Zillow to be seen more, get more saves, more shares, more likes. And the studies show that the increase in the purchase price, sell price of the home. So what agent you work with matters. We're not all the same. I've been doing this since 2002. Thousands of households helped, hundreds of 5-star reviews. Definitely love to help you. In the comment section, dive in there and click and get your home value, and let's build a relationship. And let's dive into more of these details. So I'm James Sanson with Real Broker. And if you've been looking to sell, I'm here to help you get through that process. Click that link and let's go ahead and see what your home could sell for today. And I'll send you out a video like this going over the details on how we can help you get your home sold. The website is maricopahomesforsale.com. The link is below.